Hello, so we're back with the blended. We're basically we're playing with a family that is almost like the Brady Bunch. There's basically there's this very complicated family tree. Basically Marcus had 5 kids with 3 different women. He had 2 with Rosemary, 3 with Adeline, his second wife, and he was cheating on Rosemary with Adeline and Adeline with Rosemary. And then he had a baby with his best friend Paolo's wife. And basically Jenny, Paolo's wife, cheated with Marcus, and they had Mirabelle, and Mirabelle just aged up. She is a toddler. And then, so that explains Marcus's kids. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, total. And then, Paul has 4 kids. One was with Adeline, who he was married to. Marcus married Adeline twice. And Paul was married to Adeline after. So basically, Marcus married Adeline. Paulo married Adeline. They divorced. And then Adeline married Marcus again. They had Paul while they were married. So, I mean, I guess, like, Paulo married his best friend's ex. So, like, the fact that Marcus cheated with his wife, I don't know. I feel like neither of them really were that loyal friends in that regard. Like, yikes. But then, Paulo did forgive Jenny for, getting pregnant with his best friend's baby after his best friend passed away. Like, I feel like they both were grieving together, and this was one of those moments they came together, they decided to work things out, and they actually got pregnant again after Jenny had Marcus's baby and named her Mirabelle, and they got pregnant again with baby Penny. So there are 10 kids altogether, and it is like the Brady Bunch a bit. It is very much like the Brady Bunch. But they sent the 4 oldest kids off to boarding school. One of the reasons I decided to go with that kind of storyline is because obviously you can only have 8 Sims in a household. So it made sense for the 4 oldest kids to go to boarding school. And they're in boarding school in a town called Copperdale High. It's an old mining town. The school is a private school, and they've got their own, like, dorm house. Very expensive. Very few families live in the neighborhood, and they're staying in the school's dorm house, which I think is pretty cool. While they've been at boarding school, Mirabelle, Joey, and who was the other one? Mackenzie aged up. But yeah, and the reason the kids are Marcus's kids are staying with are being now raised by Paulo, the are because basically their grandparents they wanted the kids to stay together, all of them, and you know whatnot, and the kids would have been split up if they had went to live with either grandparent, because like half of the kids are related to Adeline's grandparents, and the other half are related to Marcus. And they also would have been split up from their half-siblings in Paulo and Jenny's family. And then they felt like Jenny and Paulo could offer them a more stable home because they're getting older. They're going to be elders or are elders. They're kind of in the retirement stage. You never know when they could pass away. And then the kids would have to be uprooted again to who knows where. And this gave them a peace of mind that they would have somebody there for as long as they needed them. Like, they wouldn't have to worry about nobody passing away. And they felt they were more financially stable. And could keep up with the kids, you know, after school activities and all this stuff. I mean, plenty of grandparents raise their kids when it comes down to it. But they just wanted all the siblings to stay together because they're all like, some of them are half siblings to other of them and step siblings to others, but they're all siblings, at the end of the day, and they wanted them to stay together. And Jenny really loved the kids. She watched them grow up. Well, she watched Paul grow up, her stepson, and she kind of did see Marcus's kids grow up a little. And Paolo certainly watched them grow up, especially when he was, like, married to Adeline, and, like, the kids had all been together, and she liked the idea of having a big family. I don't know if that was part of Jenny's aspiration, but I just think that is something that I think she liked, the idea of, and, she has Paul, and she wanted Paul to have his siblings around and, get to be with them and go to school with them and all of that stuff. And she wanted that for Mirabelle, too. So, Mirabelle and Paul get all their half-siblings together, and it's great. It really is. Now, the only two Paul is not related to are Rosemary and Maggie, but Maggie and Rosemary are related to, like, the rest of them. They're just not related to Paul. They were Paul's step-siblings. So but Paul grew up with them, like, he was Adeline's son. He grew up in Marcus's household with Marcus's sons and daughters. Like, he was over there all the time. And Paul wanted to make sure his siblings stayed with him. Like, he begged his parents to, like, think about adopting him and taking him in. And the fact that the grandparents agreed was good. They didn't have to worry about any custody battles. Paolo was happy because he no longer had to, like, worry about a custody battle with Paul, because Adeline was gonna fight. Adeline and Paulo were battling for custody over Paul for a while before she passed. It was like Marcus passed, then Adeline. It was like Rosemary passed, then Adeline passed, and then Marcus passed. And Paul was not adjusting well at living with his dad, Paulo. He wasn't really adjusting well at all, let me tell you guys. I mean, when it was just him and his two brothers and the rest of his siblings were living with Marcus before Marcus passed, he was not doing well. He just feels better knowing his siblings are there, and living a good life, which is awesome. Matthew had a great time playing in the rain. I can picture Matthew being like a little bit of a free spirit. Oh my goodness. Margot would probably be out here with him. She would definitely wake up and run down those stairs. Go Margot. Go Margot. Play in the rain. Play in the rain. Oh, did it stop raining? She's like, oh my goodness, you dweeb. That's probably what she's telling her brother. You didn't come get me in time to, like, play in the rain with you. Yeah. They did sneak their family cat into the dorms. Don't ask me how they managed that, but they did. They weren't leaving the cat behind, Mr. Merlin. I guess he's the new dorm mascot here. But we will switch to, Paul's household. Oh, Maggie got a boyfriend, Wolfgang Munch, or I think Wolfgang Munch is his name. And, oh my goodness, let me tell you guys, he's got the mean trait, he's got the gloomy trait. Like, Maggie could do better, and she agreed to go to prom with him, and she agreed to be his girlfriend, and then she stood him up. She didn't go to prom, and he's a little resentful that she didn't. But she really picked one. I don't like his traits, but, like, she really likes him, so. And it's not who I saw her with, like, despite I saw her going through, like, a goth phase. I didn't see it lasting forever. And I didn't really see her dating Wolfgang. So that was interesting. But back at the house, you can see it is pure chaos. What are you doing, Mirabelle Flex? She's gonna go sit. She's just gonna sit in the middle of the living room. So they have done renovations. They finally added a third bedroom. And then Jenny pictures them having more kids after some of her kids are grown. Let me tell you, she wants plenty more. So she had this big nursery built and everything. She put an office here. Now you have to enter the bathroom to get to the nursery. And that is very purposeful because everyone kept kind of trying to tend to the baby. All the kids, because they love baby Penny already. Yeah, Jenny was just, she just was not having it. She really wanted like a private nursery area. And she might want to foster kids eventually. Like, she finds that this is a passion for her. Like, she does want to find her soulmate, and she's pretty sure her soulmate is Pablo. But, like, I don't know. These kids, like, they definitely, like, spoke to her. And she was a sorority girl. Now, she met Paulo through Adeline and Marcus, and I think she went to the same sorority as, like, Adeline. So that's, you know, that's how they came to be together. Until Paul became an issue where Jenny thought Pablo could raise him better. No, they're so happy. They do really love each other. I kind of do want to get her aspiration on out of the way. We're going to romance. We're going to ask him on a date. Can we ask him on a date? Yeah, let's ask him on a date. Hey, Paolo, do you want to go out somewheres? Oh my goodness. Yes, you can dislike spooky music, even though I pictured you being into, like, pirates and everything. And of course, Joey's running around. I don't know where they think they're going to get the time to date with 10 kids. Get a ninja outfit. Yeah, that is the best answer to that question. Paulo, you want to go on a date? Oh my goodness. He's putting Mirabelle down. He's giving her some food. He's being like the real man. But she really wants to go on a date with him. So she's going to ask him. She's going to be like, look, I think it's time. We really went on a date. Like, we didn't really date much before we were married. Like, they just realized that they were in love and ended up, like, just going with it. So I think it would be a really good idea for them to actually go out on some dates. I mean, they did divorce at one point, and that's when Jenny technically slept with Marcus, so I guess she didn't really cheat on him, but she wasn't exactly faithful. So yeah. Well, actually, maybe she did cheat with Marcus and then divorce him. And then she got pregnant with Marcus afterwards. I think that's how it went. She just wants to kiss his cheek. They do want to sit and chat. He's gonna miss work because this is really important to Jenny. It's very, very important. She's like gonna express her fondness to him. Express fondness. She's gonna compliment his appearance. She's gonna be enticing. She is definitely going to tell him a funny story. She's gonna actually give him some repair tips. That sounds like something she would do. She's gonna sweet talk him, and we might tell him a funny story. Does that count as telling him a story? Okay, I think, did it count? No. Do I have to, like, tell him an engaging story? Tell a dramatic story. And then she is going to romance, offer to, I guess, give him a massage? Yeah. Okay. I think I went past it. There we go. Let's offer a massage. Paolo, you want a massage? You look like you want a massage. And we need 2 deep conversations. We've already got like a gold level date. But I still would like to have some deep conversations anyways. She's gonna miss work. I mean, the 2 of them have pretty much, they have loads of money. I'm not gonna worry about them mixing work. They do probably want to keep up with their work because they've got a lot of kids they're sending to Carpenter High. So you would picture that would be pretty expensive. And I do plan to like take some money out of their households because I do picture Carpenter High and this save being like a private exclusive school. So she has went on 1 date with Paolo. 1 date so far, and then they're both gonna go to work. Cool. I definitely got the gold level date. They went on 1 date. They're both gonna go to work. Oh, I completed level 1 of the aspiration? How? No, I guess Pablo completed level 1 of his aspiration. I don't know. I don't know which one did. I don't know. I've got no clue over here. Clearly, I'm not paying enough attention. Yeah, I like that they're like a little Brady Bunch family. Oh my goodness. Matilda is... She's feeling unbearable sadness because she's not dressed as a bear. I feel like this is a moment. Adopt her as a care dependent. Did you not do that to all the kids already? Look, I don't know what to tell you, kid. She really does want to go over and visit Maggie in the dorms and all the other kids. Yeah, Jenny is, I picture her once like this is done. I mean, it shouldn't be too long. I picture her really wanting like a really big happy family, like really wanting that. She's gonna give Joey a little heartfelt compliment. But she has, it's weird because the reason I'm pretty sure it is like was her idea to adopt the kids is she has like a great relationship with like most of them, like Maggie, Margot, Paul. Like she has a great relationship with like all of them, and Margot too, and Matthew, and then Paulo, Matthew was his stepson at one point, so it makes sense he has a great relationship with Matthew, but like he's got an okay relationship with some of the kids, and then like others he's just not as close to. He loves Mirabelle, even though Mirabelle is his best friend and his wife's baby. Like the idea of that does bother him sometimes. But you know, he loves his wife. I definitely think they have to. That's some things they have to work on, because like he never expected that fight and that argument that led to his wife basically divorcing him, and then like to find out she was sleeping with his best friend. Like technically he started the argument because he's like, look, I know you're cheating on me, but whoops. Oh, I'm gonna read her a toddler book, because we do like feel like this is like our own, you know. Like, her dad isn't even around, so, like, she deserves a good dad. She is, like, you can see Jenny in her, but you can see Marcus, too. Like, I can see them both. Keep looking for it. They're just, like, she is really feeling stressed because she knows she has to get down to the school to visit the kids, make sure they're all good. She wants to make sure they're settling in well. I'm just gonna cheat. I'm just gonna let Paulo deal with that mess. Paulo's dealing with the whole mess. Cause Jenny's trying to get down to Copperdale High to see how her stepson and the rest of her adopted children are. And that's what I'm going to call them from now on, because that's what they kind of are. They're their adopted children. Yeah. She's going all the way home. She's gonna knock on the door. Oh, she's like, hey! She's gonna flatter her. Oh, she's gonna ask about her day. She's like, hey, Margot. What are you doing? Like, they instantly love Jenny. I think Jenny does remind them a lot of Rosemary, but also, like, a lot of Adeline, too. Like, she's like a combo of the two. Like, very motherly, nurturing. She's a foodie, so she loves to cook. And Rosemary loved to cook. She's gonna talk about cooking. She's gonna be like, hey, you guys want me to, like, cook you up some dinner? I can cook you up some chowder. I want to get the always welcome trait, because this is gonna allow me to cook and, like, serve dinner for everybody. And she did. She came here to cook for her kiddos. She doesn't want them just eating beef ramen or anything. She's gonna make them beef Wellington. She's gonna make cook. Can I not? Can you not cook? Why are you not cooking it? Beef Wellington. I mean, it's not that much money. It's $24. Like, Maggie's down here. She's like, oh, you came to cook. She's like, of course, I wouldn't let you go to the dorms and not come see you guys. Oh, she's like, okay, everybody. That's dinner for you guys. She is going to put it in her inventory, and she is going to give a gift. Friendly gift. She's gonna give it to Paul here. She's like, okay, you know, how you doing, Paul? Your dad says hi. She's gonna chat with him. Maggie's going to sleep on the couch. She would probably want to wake Maggie up and tell Maggie, like, get to bed. But Maggie's the oldest of all the kids. So, I mean, oh, she's gonna maybe talk about some handiness skill. She's like, so, how you doing? This isn't awkward. Deep conversation, like, oh, she's growing closer from quality time with Maggie. I like that. She's gonna, like, discuss some fine cuisine. I think Maggie kind of, like I said, she's gone through a goth phase since, like, her mom died, pretty much. I think, like, since she turned into a teenager, like, she was having that heavy goth phase. Now Jenny, oh, she's complaining, probably about school, probably about Wolfgang. Jenny's just like, look, chill, relax, like, things are gonna be okay. You know, she doesn't really approve of Maggie's boyfriend. Like, she heard from Pablo when she went through the door that basically that her little Maggie, you know, who's not so little anymore, is dating Wolfgang Munch, who is mean, he's gloomy, he's just not who Jenny sees her with. But Jenny's not gonna say anything, which sounds odd, but Jenny just wants to keep the peace, and she's probably wants to tell Paolo, like, why are you making a mess? Can't you kids keep this place clean? Like, we sent you to an expensive private boarding school. Like, keep it clean at the very least. She's gonna head home. She thinks it's time for her to head home. And with that note, we are going to end the series right here. Or not the series. This episode. We're going to end this episode of Blended right here. I think so far they're blending well as one big family. I will introduce some like more families because I think I see a lot of the children maybe marrying into blended families if we're making this like a long-term series. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that, but leave this video a like and a comment down below, and I will see you all tomorrow. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning a subscriber, go you! Please return again. Bye, guys.